Greetings. Happy Wellness Wednesday. I hope everyone is doing great. Hope everyone is enjoying the hump day. Excuse me briefly while I medicate. So I want to talk a little bit about this Weed Gets pipe that was gifted to me. Thank you. Shout out to Black Cannabis Magazine. So this is the Weed Gets pipe. I'm a pipe girl. It has a glass chamber inside, bowl inside. All of it is silicone. This helps to cool the smoke that comes out of the bowl for a really, really nice, easy, cool smoke. So I really like my new bowl. So thank you. Shout out to Hazy, Black Cannabis Magazine, for sharing this beautiful, beautiful item with me. It was a hit in Philly this weekend. Weed Gets. They have a purple one. I'm gonna get one. Really cool piece of material utility. So this week we're waiting on Chef Stacey. She's going to be joining us very soon. She just needed a few more minutes. And in the meantime, I'm going to share with you about Black Cannabis Week. Black Cannabis Week. Oh my goodness. So this was the 7th annual Black Cannabis Week in Philadelphia, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, hosted by DACO. And shout out to Sharon and her whole team. Brandy and Crystal, Free My Weed Man, the whole team did such an amazing job. This is the first year that I got to attend Black Cannabis Week. Each September I was always working, and Roz and I would have to split between Black Cannabis Week and wherever else we were during that week. So I was so excited and honored to be asked to speak. I shared a stage on Saturday at Temple University with the Dank Duchess, the one and only, and Dr. Sonia Singh. She and the three of us talked about psychedelics, which was really exciting. We talked about the growth of psychedelics, the comparison between cannabis and psychedelic legalization and decriminalization across the country, how the cannabis advocacy movement has helped and supported the psilocybin and psychedelics movement towards legalization and decriminalization, and how psychedelics are viewed within our communities of color. Really, the biggest difference is the social justice piece. Cannabis has been used as a tool in the war on drugs. It was never a war on drugs. It was a war on people, and cannabis was used as the tool. And so the war on people that Nixon created essentially disseminated Black and brown communities and families and neighborhoods, and locking people up, criminalizing the plant. That's what they did. That's what the CSA did. It's what Nixon did by putting cannabis as a Schedule I drug alongside of heroin in 1969. And so 60 years later, we have a situation where you have all these Black and brown people locked up still. There are prisoners sitting in prison right now for nonviolent cannabis offenses, and we are fighting to get them out because it's not fair. But that's what the war on drugs or the war on people really and truly did. It actually destroyed communities and families. And so from that, we now have the remnants of that. And what that means is, compared to psychedelics, cannabis was the more criminalized drug. And during those periods, Black people just weren't using it, even though psychedelics is an indigenous ancient plant, ancient medicine that indigenous people use. It was the natives that were here when Christopher Columbus and his whole crew claimed that they discovered this land that already had people on it. They were the ones that were using things like peyote and other psychedelics, mushrooms, even psilocybin, to help with it, use it for its therapeutic and medicinal benefit. That's what it's for. and it truly has energetic and spiritual healing properties. And so I was honored to be able to share a stage with these two amazing women. If you look them up, the Happy Therapist, that's Sonia. She's using psychedelics and cannabis in her practice in New Jersey. And the Dank Duchess, hashish is her niche. So if you look her up, follow those two amazing women, the Happy Therapist, Sonia, and then the Dank Duchess. Make sure you're following them. You'll learn a lot. The Duchess also grows her own fruit, grows her own cannabis, and is a huge advocate. And so I was honored to share a stage with them this weekend and talk about what and how psychedelics can be used in our community, specifically to treat trauma, which a lot of our communities suffer from. That's what the war on people did. It created traumatic effects on the whole family by what came with locking their mother or brother or auntie or uncle or cousin up in prison for the rest of their lives, essentially. And so had so much fun. Shout out to Nourish Philly. I was also there. It just so happened that the Airbnb that I stayed at was a 20-minute walk away from Nourish. So as soon as I landed on Thursday, that's where I had dinner. Friday, that's where I had lunch. Saturday, they have a all-you-can-eat brunch buffet, all plant-based. So I was in heaven. She makes her own mushroom bacon in this restaurant. So shout out to Miss Sarah, the Rasta sister who owns the restaurant Nourish Philly. So when you're in Philly, make sure you go by there. She's got fresh pressed juices, sea moss smoothies. It's just an amazing, really cool little spot. Always reggae playing inside of the restaurant. So I just love this place. And when I go to Philly, I truly make it my home, and it feels like home. She always makes sure I feel like I'm at home. She came to see me speak on Saturday. So again, thank you to Miss Sarah for cooking good, nourishing food. She's got a whole raw menu, always has a raw special every day. So thank you so much for making good, healing food in your city of Philadelphia. Okay, and so Stacey should be joining us any second. I'm expecting her. So in the meantime, I'm going to be posting more of my recap videos. Friday was the policy breakfast, which was so powerful. My good friend and colleague, Miss Cheryl Murray Powell, Miss Esquire, attorney Cheryl Murray Powell was also a speaker at the event that utilized the Negro National Anthem as her inspiration for her comments and remarks at the policy breakfast. It was so powerful. And we also had Dashida Dawson close that out, close out the policy breakfast with closing remarks. And then Saturday was the conference at Temple, a free conference. You come all day and experience the vendors and the speakers. And still one of the only few free conferences left in the country for cannabis. So that was amazing. So I spoke on Saturday, and a few other of my colleagues, Nichelle and Jeff, were there from Cannabis Capital, and we just, Canna coverage. we just love them. Shout out to our New Jersey state directors, Nichelle and Jeff, holding it down in our tri-state area on the East Coast. And what a great experience. I also saw my brother, Leo Bridgewater, who's also an advocate and a beast that is instrumental in everything that has happened in New Jersey, in his home state of New Jersey. So shout out to all my M4MM family and the VA family. I saw Tahir. He just opened Simply Pure Trenton. So shout out to him as well. So excited that it really did feel like a reunion. And then Sunday, I was honored for the yoga. Hey, Chef Stacey. To give the closing ceremony, the closing remarks at the closing ceremony. So thank you for having me and hosting me. It was just an amazing weekend. I was just telling them a little bit about my trip to Philly, and you came in right on time because I was just ending. So
awesome.
Hi, Chef Stacey.
Hey, my friend. How are you?
How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Good. So, yeah. Chef, can you tell us a little bit about Veg Fest? Because I missed Veg Fest. So, Veg Fest was this past weekend, right here in Vegas.
Yes,
right?
Yes. Veg Fest was this past weekend in Vegas, and it was amazing. we, old and new faces. It wasn't the triple digits here in Vegas, so that was like it was hot outside. But we always just like I love the vegan community here in Vegas. It's such a dope. It's dope to be a pioneer in the space too, and to contribute so much to the culture that's developing here. So shout out to the Edible Bunch and Prone to Plants and who else was out there? We had a couple of people from LA, but it was the last Veg Fest, and so it was a bittersweet time, but it was a lot of fun. We always have fun at Veg Fest. So and to be able to promote healthy plant-based eating and food is like amazing. So yeah,
it's what you do, and you do it so well. So
thank you.
I had to miss it, but I really had a good time in Philly. This is my second time in Philly for the year. I was there earlier this summer, and it was a great way to end out the year in Philly for Black Cannabis Week. So it was a good reason to miss Veg Fest. And it looks like all the Veg Fests that I've been to since I've been living here will have to make up for missing the last one, I guess. But maybe there'll be a reboot. Maybe there'll be a reboot.
Yeah, you never know. But little birdie told me
that'll be a little different. You know what I'm saying? Have a little bit more flavor. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm with it. I'm with it. So yeah. So you're looking well. And have you been feeling lately? You want to update people? Have you updated everybody on?
No, I haven't. Not yet. I was waiting for you to come on before we started talking about that.
Yeah, well, because I want to delve into this time too, because we're in a solar eclipse right now, which is a very rare occurrence. And so I'm seeing a lot of different things with people, like a lot of anxiety that's heightened if you're in that space, and so it's like it's very, very pivotal that you're in a space, not you, but us, all of us are in a space now of joy and happiness and gratitude, because if you're on the other side of the coin and you're in despair and fear and jealousy, then it's going to be heightened.
Amplified. Whatever space you're in is going to be amplified. So if you're not, if you're feeding that fear and anxiety, then that's the space you're in. That's the space you're going to hold, and it's not going to be pretty. You're going to want to dig yourself out of that as soon as you can.
Especially during this time, it's so important. So I'm telling everybody, just make sure you're maintaining your peace, you're maintaining your space. Like this morning, I didn't do anything except just take care of me and my household and organizing things and, just cleaning out things and healing and all of those things. So yeah, I wanted to give some practical tips on how to do that today. And I also wanted to talk about what you're doing to heal yourself, not only mentally, but spiritually, emotionally, because I think it's important to talk about what we do during this time to stay upbeat. Because, every time you call me, you're like, hey, girl, what's going on? And if I'm like, hey, you're like, that's not the energy. That's not the energy.
I'm not always that way. Sometimes I'm not. And then sometimes you are coming behind me and you make sure that I know that not the energy we about
yeah. And you're not going to be balance all the time, right? All the time it's not going to be, but for the most
majority of the time I am though. Majority of the time
likewise.
I am.
Likewise.
Yes, exactly.
And then even when you're not, even when I'm not in those spaces of being happy, like gratitude, that's when gratitude kicks in. Gratitude for the fact that I can smell, taste, touch, feel, I can see, my family is good. And even if your family isn't good, thinking for if you have your health, that if whatever's working, say something's not working, but your toes are working and your fingers are working, let's give thanks and gratitude. And if you live in Vegas, we got this bomb weather out here. We still in summer weather. So
in October.
We get to exactly. It's like sunshine and everything. So anyway, I say out to say that it's always something to find something grateful for.
And we talked about this during. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. We talked about this during our journaling episode. It might have been 2 weeks ago now because I know we missed last week. Sorry, folks, but we're back. And I know we talked about this in our journaling episode because I remembered mentioning that I do a little gratitude, mantra every morning before my feet hit the ground. I list 10 things I'm grateful for, and they can't cost money. They can't cost money. So they have to be genuine. I'm grateful for my friendship with Chef Stacey. I am grateful that I'm still urinating. That is one of the most common ones that I've been saying the last month, because with
Yeah.
living with kidney disease at this stage, there's several things that the doctors and other people that I've talked to, nurses, that you said that I have to watch out for. And one of those
Mm-hmm.
things is the couple of those things. One of them is the swelling of my feet, my face, my ankles.
Mm-hmm.
That's something to
Mm-hmm.
pay attention to because that means I'm retaining the water and the fluids in my body. And then
Mm-hmm.
the other thing to pay attention to is whether or not I urinate, how much I'm urinating,
Mm-hmm.
also
Right.
how much I'm taking and
Yeah.
how much I'm urinating. But just
Mm-hmm.
urinating, period, is a sign that the kidneys are still working. And so that's
Right.
something that I'm so grateful for. You never thought you until you have to be grateful to pee um, every
Right.
day. I don't even get proper rest because I'm up 2, 3 times a night urinating, and
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not complaining
Right.
because I'm grateful that I am still urinating. So
Right.
just some of the things, something to think about when you start your day before you go to sleep at night, whatever that looks like for you, because I do both. And just thanking, being so grateful for what you do have that don't cost money, but that it truly is something that you're grateful for. And so just try it.
Yeah.
And like Chef Stacey said, it is an instant mood booster. You just think about the
Mm-hmm.
things that you're grateful for, and you're going to start smiling. You're going to start feeling better. You're going to take some
Yep.
deep breaths and reflect and be like, yes, I'm so grateful for that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, I totally agree with that. It's something that I've added to my daily routine. So, so the news.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One of the things that I'm grateful for is being able to go back home. I can always go home to my mom's house. Wherever my mom is,
Mm-hmm.
I can always call that home because I can always go there and make it home. So that's one of the things I'm so grateful for. And so the last 30 days, tomorrow will make 30 days to the date. I had my
Mm-hmm.
appointment with my kidney specialist on September 3rd, and I learned that my kidneys are functioning at 20%. You've heard me share this already on this platform. Well, what that triggered for me on my end, based on my doctor's recommendations, is to start doing research and looking into what dialysis options I have and what kidney transplant options I have. Understanding that getting on the kidney transplant list, it takes some time. It is very tedious, detailed process. So she didn't want me to wait. My doctor didn't want me to wait to start looking into that and doing the research. And then as well as with dialysis, because most people with 20% kidney function are already on dialysis. It's
Mm-hmm.
just that um, I have, I'm so blessed that I started on this track of being very conscious and intentional of what I'm putting in my body once I got diagnosed in 2017. And because of that, I've been able to maintain my kidneys. So in January, my kidney function was at 25%. And in
Mm-hmm.
August, it was at 20%. So the work that I'm doing, the food that I'm eating, the being intentional about taking care of my body has just slowed down the progression. But now, it's something that the last 7 years has really taught me is that I cannot do this work, the work that I love doing, because it never feels like work, but I can't do
Mm-hmm.
that work and heal at the same time. I've tried to do that for the last 7 years, and it just hasn't worked. I've just been able to kind of slow down the progression, and so now I'm going to have to take some time and step away. I'm going to have to take at least 3 to 6 months, minimum of 3 to 6 months. And why? Why is that? Because holistic healers, the network of people that I know that are in the holistic community say 90 days, 90 to 120 days is how long it takes to reverse disease. How
Mm-hmm.
long it takes to rejuvenate cells, skin cells, and organ cells. That's how long it takes. And so for
Right.
90 days minimum, you have to be very intentional what you're putting in your body to allow it to detox, and then allow what you're also putting in your body to nourish your body and replenish your body from the detox. And that
Right.
takes a very, very detailed, a very important type of formula and recipe to follow with your food and your
Mm-hmm.
hydration. And then it also requires rest. Like your body
Rest.
can't
Absolutely.
heal without the
Mm-hmm.
rest.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what, I say I have to step away from work. And I said that it never feels like work because I love it and I'm passionate about this work, about being an advocate and being a community educator.
Mm-hmm.
But the energy and the light that radiates from me that I use for that work is energy and light that I need to heal. And so I'm going to have to be a little bit selfish for just a little while and sit down and
And I
take some time
interrupt. You
to
got to be
heal.
more selfish, period. You got to be more selfish. Everybody, I feel like, needs to be more selfish. Not
Agreed.
for a while. Like, yeah, you have to put yourself first. And most people don't put themselves first. And so it's really important. That's like,
I,
that's one of the main things. Now, putting other things, other situations before your own health and well-being is the detriment. So this is good for you because you're forced to.
I am. Again, this happened 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
When I got diagnosed with HIV, I was forced to sit down, take it
Mm-hmm.
easy so that my body could heal. Within 6 months of me getting on the HIV medication back in 2017,
Mm-hmm.
my viral load was undetectable. So my body was already starting to turn itself around. The medication worked
Yeah.
fast. It was effective, especially earlier on, and it really did turn me around very, very quickly. But and I was resting during that period. I because I got diagnosed in March and I started working with them for MM in August of that year. So for
Oh,
those
wow.
6 months or so, I was resting. I was like just at home, focusing on me, pray a lot of prayer, meditation. I wasn't necessarily eating what I should have been eating during that time because I was trying to gain my weight back because I'd lost a lot of weight. And so I wasn't ready to begin my plant-based journey at that time. I waited until the end of the year. I waited till the following year to start that journey. But I definitely, sat down for a little while and the medicine worked quickly and my body turned around pretty fast in those
Yeah.
initial 6 months.
So that's like what, the takeaway is here is like, you have to rest. You have to give yourself time to heal, especially during this time. And it's a good time to do it. It's the beginning of October, which I can't believe already, but the seasons are changing. I'm actually going to start a cleanse next week. I am going to do a detox. Me and my mom are going to do the juice fast. So if you want to join us, you're welcome to do that.
Would
I'm going
love
to
to.
open it up. I want to let people, and I'm going to document it too. And then in addition to that, and we're talking about, again, resting, healing, detoxing. Also my son, putting him on a detox. I ordered some herbal medicine, some herbal things for intestinal and parasite cleanse for him yesterday, and working with Naturals, the sister from Naturals also. And it's just a good time to rest and heal and all of the things that you're saying. And so, encouraging people to do that, especially now as we go into some really interesting and busy months. And then being selfish too with your time and like the way you spend your time and what you're looking at also, like what you're consuming is very important as well. You're maintaining.
That's right.
I tell people I would stay off of social media so much during this time.
That's what I'll be doing.
Yeah.
I've decided that I'm going to continue my YouTube channel. So I'm going to be
Hmm.
focusing, all the content will
Yeah.
be on the YouTube channel so people can keep up with what's going on there. But I am
Yeah.
going to stay off of the other channels for a little while. So
Yeah.
all the updates, if you want to get any updates for what's happening for me and what I'm doing and how it's going, how the journey is going, then visit me on my YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the subscribe button and follow it and follow the journey there. It's going to be pretty exciting. And
It is.
that's where I am. I feel at peace, sis. I feel at peace with this
Mm-hmm.
decision.
Good.
I'm
Peace.
so
Peace.
grateful that I have somewhere to go. I'm so grateful that I know what is required to heal. That,
Mm-hmm.
the dialysis and the surgery are my last options. They're not my first options
Mm-hmm.
because I still have an opportunity to reverse this damage that
Right.
from my kidneys. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on my kidneys and I'm going to reverse this damage and give myself 90 days of no work, just healing, just the business of healing. So I hope
Yes.
you'll join me on this journey. I leave. I am going to be working up until I leave, but light work. I'm going to be getting ready for MJ Biz, which is happening the first week in December here in Vegas. That's December 3rd through the 6th.
And for those who
Celebrate.
don't know, MJ Biz is a cannabis business conference here in Vegas that's held every year, and it's amazing. And we were booked for MJ Biz too. We got booked for the event we did last year at the Beverly Theater Hotel, the Beverly Theater. So that's gonna be fun. We're pulling up the food truck. Yeah,
It's going to be
and
great.
yeah, and you have the M for MM event happening, which
Yeah,
we
Dice
go.
Mixer.
Yeah.
It'll be the 5th annual. I've hosted every Dice Mixer since its inception in 19. And so we're looking forward to setting it off this year. We'll have a new venue as well, Atomic
Mm-hmm.
Golf, that the Dice Mixer is going to be at on that Wednesday. And
Mm-hmm.
Black Buddha is going to be hitting shelves here pretty soon in the state of Nevada. And so we're really excited about that rollout. And so I Roz,
Is a black owned cannabis brand, by the way. Just want to let you all
yes.
know.
So Roz
Okay.
McCarthy, the founder of M for MM, which is Minorities for Medical Marijuana. Shout out to Roz, shout out to M for MM and my M for MM family all over the world. Roz started the nonprofit advocacy group to help support her community when she saw legalization of cannabis coming into her state of Florida back in 2016, and she decided to create a space, a group that that her community could come to and learn more about the industry and how to use cannabis as medicine. And so I've been working with them for MM since 2017, since the year I got diagnosed, launching the chapter in Georgia and then moving out here to Nevada and relaunching the chapter here. And then 2 years ago, Roz asked me to support her and her new business venture as the national brand ambassador for Black Buddha Cannabis. And after she started Black Buddha after suffering from a traumatic brain injury. And I introduced her to using cannabis as medicine for the first time. I mean, of course, she knew that other people did, but she just never had. And so from there, Black Buddha was born. And I'm so honored to serve as the national brand ambassador for Black Buddha. And so, and the wholesale manager for Black Buddha in Nevada until I leave in December. So we're excited to be able to we're already in Ohio. We are already in Massachusetts. And on Monday, we dropped a press release that we are going to be back in Pennsylvania. And we are going to be in Arizona thanks to a partnership with True Leaf. So shout out to Black Buddha. Things are growing and expanding, and it's an exciting time. And so when I get back after my 6-month hiatus, I'll jump right back in. But for now, thank you to Roz for supporting me all these years, always supporting me and giving me your blessing to be able to take this time and walk away for a little while. So thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay.
It feels exciting. So we'll have updates. We'll be back next week. Stacey, do you have any updates to share with the folks before we go today?
What do I have updates
Anything coming
on?
up?
I'm actually pretty quiet these next couple of weeks. That's really crazy. We have Mario's, of course. Mario's on Monday with the food truck.
On Mondays. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I just tell everybody check the website for updates on where we're gonna be. My shout out to DJ Kelly J. She just texted me and was like, "Where y'all gonna be this week?" So Mario's every Monday for sure from 5 to 8, and we got that cracking. And yeah, I'm in planning mode, and I'm kind of in this solar eclipse kind of got me in planning mode. I'm in organization mode. I'm more. And then we have more things coming up towards the end of the month. On the 16th, on the 30th, we have some pretty big events. So we'll keep you posted.
Yep.
But
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, and in the meantime, you can go to our website, simplypurelv.com.
And I wanted to share with you, I almost forgot. I saw Dr. Nina today on my walk at Exploration Peak Park. And so she sends her love, and she shared with me, we have our walkie-talkie coming up later on this month, which is just us walking and talking and catching up. That's what she calls it, walkie-talkie.
Walkie-talkie. Oh, that is so cute. That's cute.
Yes. Yeah. She told me she's going to contact you because she wants to get you in on one as well. But she also shared with me that she's closing her practice. So it's by the end of the year as well. So there's a shift coming, and There is. It's a shift coming, and I hope you're excited and ready for it. I know I feel prepared for it. After these
Definitely.
7 years, I've earned the stripes. I've earned the gratitude. I've earned the trust of my colleagues and friends and family that I've created in this space, to be able to walk away and knowing and feeling confident that I can come back. So I'm excited about what this next chapter has in store. So shout out to my
Absolutely.
Canalytics family. Shout out to Brent and Matthew putting together some amazing formulas for me that's going to also help with the kidney disease. And I'll be sharing some more information about CBG. Check out, make sure you check, because I'm going to be posting all that information. There was a report that came out about CBGA and helping with kidney disease as well. So a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipeline. I can't wait to share with you all. So,
Yay. Okay.
all right,
Sounds
folks,
good. All
make
right.
sure. Go ahead.
No, I don't want anything.
I have a little tagline that I came up with today, and so I'm going to be ending my videos with happy soul healing and dope energy dealing to all of you. I will be seeing you soon. Talk soon. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us on Wellness Wednesday, the Power of Plants series. We'll see you soon. Take care, my friend.
Bye.